Welcome back, everybody. We are back with a very fun review coming up. We're taking a quick little breather from our Fix album review series because, as most of you know, Judas Priest have released their new album, Invincible Shield, and very badass artwork. On the back of it here, it's done by the same guy who's done the past few Iron Maiden album covers, a lot of Marillion album covers. He's done a couple of Priest ones. I think he did like Redeemer of Souls. Just beautiful color scheme and art on here. Very badass stuff here. But yes, I could tell you this. I've already listened to this thing like 5 times, right? And it's only been out for less than a week. I've just been jamming to this thing. Crazy, right? Very. I was super hyped. Have been following this thing since all the singles dropped. So super excited to dig on into this thing. And we've got 11 tracks here. I know before I picked up my copy, I had listened to it on Spotify, and I guess there's like three bonus tracks on there, which I won't be including in the review, right? Because those are like deluxe edition, I think, or something tracks. This just has the 11 tracks. Which honestly, those tracks are pretty solid, those bonus tracks. But I'll go ahead and say that, like, I think they serve better as just being those bonus tracks. I think the album overall fits better with these 11 tracks and concludes with the final track perfectly. But without further ado, let's dig into this Judas Priest album review. It's been a minute since we've talked about Judas Priest, right? Real early on. I think it was like the second discography I ever covered on this channel. So we opened it up with, it was the first single they dropped, Panic Attack. And I tell you, man, the production per usual, like just like these last few Judas Priest releases, it's just phenomenal stuff. When this single dropped, I was over the moon about it. You know, we had just got the new KK's Priest album, and shortly after we get this single, and you know, KK's Priest, you're awesome, but man, there just ain't nothing like Judas Priest dropping some stuff. So Panic Attack, amazing track, a perfect opener. Beautiful way to kick this thing off, very fast paced. Reminds me of something you'd maybe hear off Painkiller, just kind of the way the tempo is and the speed of this one. And you'll find that on a good little chunk of these tracks here, the speed on this, which, you know, Priest are always a speedy band, right? But like, you know, you just really feel it on this one. And this Panic Attack really reminds me of like a track you'd hear off Painkiller or something, which is a badass thing. So then and I'll say this too, I'll go and say Panic Attack's one of my favorite tracks off the album. So right off the bat, we're hitting. Then here's another one that has become one of my favorites off here. The Serpent and the King. This one was also one of the singles, and this is just one of the most just explosive choruses on here, and just so damn hooky. This one, and the way the riff is going on this one is just sick, man. One of the best ones off here, I think. Another great choice for a single. All the singles I think they chose were perfect choices for those, as they really, I mean, they got me hyped, right, and ready for this thing. So, and as we can already see here, the first 2 tracks were both singles, and they're some of the best tracks on the damn album. So, what does that tell you, right? I think that means they got a pretty good choice there. But yeah, The Serpent and the King has such a hooky chorus, and just the way the kind of gain vocal is going on during that chorus really makes just for a really cool moment there. Then we go with track number 3, the title track. Is this one the longest one off here? I think it is. It's 6 minutes and 21 seconds, the longest track on here. So don't worry, you're not going to be dealing with any Nostradamus type business on this record, right? Or anything too crazy like that. Crazy length on here, but which of course I'm always down for an epic track, but you know, I think Priest works best at like just their regular kind of length stuff. And you know, around that mark, but yeah, Invincible Shield, great title track, another very hooky chorus, a really cool track that kind of set I mean, sure, the first track really set the tone of the album, but being a title track, it also kind of encapsulates the feel of the album very well, and kind of what you're going to be getting into. So those first three tracks right off the bat really make it to where, like this is what we're going to be about here. And Invincible Shield, just a really really cool pre-chorus too, and I just love it, love it, love it, love it. Another great track. Then we go with, man, this one might be my favorite off here of all of them, right? Devil in Disguise. Holy hell, what a badass song, right? This one has got, oh man, I love the riff going on this one. I love the pre-chorus is just like a powerful build-up to what is yet another explosive chorus, and just a riff that is going to get stuck like an earworm on you, man. I'm telling you, Devil in Disguise, caught myself even after like the first time listening to this thing, like that chorus, having it stuck in my head. I'm like, damn, this thing is really just, it's digging its claws into me, But Devil in Disguise is one of the best damn tracks off here, period, if not the best. Such a great song. That was, man, fantastic stuff. Then we go with Gates of Hell, another just blast here. This one, it picks up going pretty quick here, and then you just jump into this, screaming at the gates of hell. And like, it's just got this really cool kind of, it just feels like a throwback, This one could even be something that, kind of almost sounds like something you'd hear maybe off Screaming for Vengeance or something a little bit. Just kind of the way it's played out, or maybe even a little bit beyond that. Probably I would say something more sounds along the lines of it's got some elements that kind of sound like it'd be something off of Screaming for Vengeance, mainly like the chorus and all that. But mainly kind of, it does kind of fit along that same, vibe that their most recent releases have been going by. But yeah, this one does kind of give a little bit of that throwback Screaming for Vengeance kind of feel, just kind of the way the chorus is laid out and everything, with Gates of Hell being just an awesome one. Then we go with track number 6 here with kind of the more ballad one. This one was a single, Crown of Horns. And man, whenever I first heard this single, gave me the goosebumps, man. That kind of, that clean guitar tone going on during the verses just kind of, man, it will give you chills down your spine, and this one, just a very powerful track, lyrically, musically, everything, man. This one, and the chorus is, again, very hooky, the lyrics on it and everything. Just love this one. I think that, sometimes people, tend to forget, like, hey, man, they can whip out some really awesome ballads, like, When the Night Comes Down off Defenders of the Faith, for example. Is kind of more ballad like, Out in the Cold off Turbo comes to mind. Victim of Changes kind of has some moments where it's kind of ballady, kind of that breakdown, and that they can really, they can do it all. They can get a little softer and a little bit slower and just knock it out of the park. And then we go with track number 7, As God Is My Witness, another very solid track, with some cool, kind of driving lyrics, get you pumped up. As God is my witness, I swear there'll be hell to pay, or whatever, right? Just very cool lyrics. I'd say maybe this one might be one of my least favorites off here, but that's not a slight to the song at all, because it's so damn good. There are a few Priest albums that maybe if you put this song on, it would end up being one of the best ones. So what does that say, right? Very, very freaking good song. But if I had to pick maybe one of my least favorites, it would probably be As God Is My Witness. But it's a very good one. Then we go with track number 8 here, Trial by Fire. And this is another just sick one. This was one of the singles as well, that just really blew me away hearing it. Just the way the riff kind of chugs along during the chorus. And this is another one that just, the riff really helps drive this thing home, and kind of just the vocal delivery of Rob Halford. He still sounds so freaking good. They don't call him the metal god for nothing, right? And just fantastic song here. And I think it also is one of the best ones off here. That was another just a powerful, great choice for a single, Trial by Fire. And this one coming up here, track number 9, this might be the heaviest one off here. One of my like top 2 or 3 favorites off here easily. We're talking about Escape from Reality. The bass line on this one, man, is just sick going in the verses. And man, just the heaviness of this one. Like I said, this one is, it feels like it might just be the heaviest track off here. And it's got to be like my top 1, 2, or 3 favorites off here, man. Just the, agony, escape from reality. I mean, just such a badass song, man. And it just sounds like, it's just a classic Priest tune that I feel like is going to go down as one of those tracks that people always remember for years to come off this album. A late down the line deep cut here from with Escape from Reality. And again, just that bass and the riff on this one really, and just kind of like the shouting of the chorus really send this one home for me. I just love it. Then we go with probably my least favorite. I'd say I even like As God Is My Witness better than this one. With track number 10, Sons of Thunder. Cool one, not a bad song at all. Very cool as its place on the album. But I would just say it's probably my least favorite. It does the least for me on here. But again, not a bad thing. Or not a bad song by any means. Has a really cool kind of anthemic kind of chorus with like these kind of chants going on, after Halford says his, sings his chorus part. So you get the rest of the guys kind of, chanting along with it in the background. So really cool song. Just the one that kind of resonated with me the least out of all these. Then we close it out with a beautiful closer here, Giants in the Sky. Badass tune right here, man. This one, kicks things into gear and, pretty quickly. And then, not only you're getting like a really badass and hooky chorus that just feels like an epic closer, right? But it also, has this really awesome breakdown in it where it kind of gets a little bit softer there for a minute, and which also kind of feels like a good, moment of like wrapping up the record and everything. And then, you kick back into that just dynamic chorus you got going there, to wrap this thing up. So Giants in the Sky, it ends with Halford shrieking at you, right? So, on this, track with just a badass song. So, absolutely fantastic album. I know sometimes you get recency bias on this sort of thing, but man, this album just straight up is, I don't think I'm overhyping it. It's just that damn good. And I've only heard good things about it from other people as well. And it's like, there's not a dull moment on here. You're jamming to this thing with 11 tracks, and by the time you're done with it, you're like, man, should I pop it on again? Like, it just does it. You don't get bored at all during it. Every song, like I said, even my least favorite off here is one that has its right place on the album and fits, like a glove on it. And just the way the flow of the album in each track kind of plays off the next, and just the order of the songs they did, I think, was perfect, starting with Panic Attack and ending with Giants in the Sky. You got that, again, Escape from Reality being one of the best ones, Serpent and the King, Devil in Disguise, one of my favorites off here, Gates of Hell, Crown of Horns. I mean, every song, there's just not a dull moment. Judas Priest, Do It Again. I don't think it was to any surprise that they would do it again, knocking this thing out of the park, as they've done ever since, I was about to say ever since Halford returned to the band in 2005 with Angel of Retribution, but we did kind of get that stinker of with Nostradamus, right? Kind of the stain on this era of the band, right? But other than that, we've only had just fantastic releases, I think, from Judas Priest since then. So, amazing album. Where's this thing gonna rank? We're going to find that out next week, guys, because I got to do some thinking on it with many more listens to come, because I can't put this thing down. I feel like it's going to be stuck in the old CD player for a good while, just me jamming to this thing. So it is that damn good, and I'm very excited, and I'm already feeling challenged of where I want to rank this thing. But yeah, it's been, again, a couple years since we talked about Judas Priest, reviews, rankings, and stuff like that. So, and yes, the ranking, it won't just be sliding this one into where it goes. I've already kind of been thinking about even, knowing that this updated ranking would be coming, that I've kind of thought about some other placements and how I've maybe changed some stuff around since last time I ranked the Judas Priest album. So, stay tuned for that, guys. That'll be very fun to kind of revisit that and kind of see how things have changed since the last time I took a look at Judas Priest's discography. So, anyways, guys, I highly urge you to go pick you up a little copy of this or jam out to it on YouTube, Spotify, whatever you got, right? So damn good. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Did it disappoint? Did it live up to expectations like it did for me, right? Has it blown you away like it has me? Or has it, just kind of bummed you out and been, I mean, it's different. Everybody has their different opinions on it. So it'll be interesting to hear your guys' thoughts. I want to hear some of your guys' favorite moments and tracks from here as well. So stay tuned for some, upcoming, that album ranking, that revisited album ranking of Judas Priest. We're going to, of course, hop back into the Fix album review series with Calm Animals coming up soon. So we got some other stuff coming up as well. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks. Like, subscribe, and comment, and just keep on rocking to some Judas Priest. Thanks.